What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope all you had a great day so far today. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. It was a pretty good weekend. Very good. Relaxing. I love me a good relaxing weekend where you could just decompress, not think about the problems of the world for a while, for a couple of hours or for a day or two. Not have to worry about business stuff and just unwind for a change. That's what I love about the weekend. Cause then Monday through Friday you gotta get back to that grind and the problems of the world. But you gotta stay strong though. Gotta stay strong and do it. You know what? I finally found a candle, a couple of candles I was looking for, scented candles. Because I didn't want that wick candle and all them other whack candles I saw, and I finally found a candle. I found two. One is an apple pie scented candle. I'm probably gonna use that one later. But the one I'm eager to use though is this one. This is a jasmine. I mean, not a jasmine. It's like a pumpkin amber cream scent. Like all of that mixed into one. It's actually a pretty good smell. It really is. I cannot wait to light it. Um, it looks like this. I got this from Walmart actually. I got this one from Walmart for like five and some change. Smells really good. Smells amazing. So anyway, getting into this episode of GH, I liked this episode. I really did. Trina did her thing with this event. She really did. And Trina was being modest. She didn't want to take any credit for it or whatever. She tried to put all the credit on Ava and Ned and stuff like that because Ava supplied the gallery and Ned supplied the money, which is good, giving them their props, but she shouldn't diminish her own credits. You know what I mean? Because she really pulled this off. Like, she got that event looking very professional. It looks very well done. The champagne is flowing. The ambiance is nice. Like, it looks like a real who's who event. You know what I'm saying? Like that popular people with money and stuff like that would want to come to. She really made it look nice. Um, and I'm glad that Portia, gassed up her daughter. And she let her daughter know, like, listen, get your credit. You know what I mean? Like, she let Trina know, take credit for this because you really did do the legwork and all the stuff to pull this event together, which she did. And I'm glad Portia let her know it. Like, you ought to be proud because she's definitely proud of her daughter. Cam was proud of her. And I am super glad that Portia just continues to try to instill in her daughter that she may need to, keep her distance from Spencer and stuff like that. And she met Esme. Portia met Esme for like 2 seconds. And again, she told her daughter, listen, steer clear of that girl. I like Portia. I really do because Portia is me when it comes to meeting people. Listen, in the first 2 minutes of me meeting you, or the first 2 to 5 minutes of me meeting you, that that first meeting with you, it could be just a couple of minutes. What you say in that meeting determines whether or not I'm gonna like you. How you act, how you talk, what you say, that's gonna determine if I like your vibe or not. You know what I mean? Like, it's really gonna determine that for me. And Portia was not feeling Esme's vibe at all. She could just smell the BS and the crazy, the brimstone rimming off this girl. Like, she could tell. She could tell this girl was nuts. And she did not want her daughter nowhere near her. She didn't want her daughter having no dealings with that girl. And I said, kudos to you, Portia. That was smart. You know what I mean? At least you know how to read folks. Um, but I'm gonna need Portia to do me a favor though. Like, she really needs to stop talking so loud on her phone in front of people or around people or in earshot of people. Because while she was on the phone with the hospital or whatever, talking about a patient, the guy that got shot up in Crete that was working for Victor, then he switched over and started working for Peter, and Drew shot him in the leg or whatnot. Um, she was on the phone talking about him and stuff, and Nicholas and Ava were sitting there listening in on that conversation. They were eavesdropping on it. Not really eavesdropping because they were literally a few feet away and she was talking loud. Um, and Nicholas was getting info, valuable information about what the hell was going on. Ava, of course, is worried because this Cassadine mess that's going on in Crete might land on their doorstep. And that's what she worried about. She ain't got time for that foolishness. And, Nicholas trying to reassure her that, whatever Victor's up to or whatever's going on ain't gonna blow back on them. I'm like, Nicholas, don't be so sure of that. Don't be so sure. Ava needs to not be naive when it comes to Nicholas's reassurances. Don't sit there and listen to Nicholas, because Nicholas's reassurances will get you in trouble. I'm just saying, you might want to do a little bit of digging and stop listening to your husband and letting him lead you by the nose on everything. You need to handle your business. So anyway, Esme. This girl really showed up to this event, this beautiful event, to cause trouble. Like, she really did. She did. She came there to start some mess because she gonna sit there and basically imply that Trina and Cameron are more than just friends. I'm like, why is she going there? Like, why? Like, really? Like, really? And so, of course, Trina and Cameron started getting defensive and stuff, letting her know, like, no, it ain't that type of party. They was letting her know, like, they're just friends. I love how Trina handled it because she just walked away. Trina was like, you know what? I got guests to attend to. I love Trina. I love it. I love her. I love it because she is super classy. She knows how to, put Esme in her place when she needs to, but she also knows when to keep it cute, keep it classy, and walk away. This was that moment because she has guests here. She put this event together. It's a beautiful event, a beautiful, a worthy cause and stuff like that. So she wasn't about to let Esme ruin her night. She was not, and I'm glad she didn't. And you could tell Spencer was definitely eyeballing Trina, and Esme noticed it. Esme, she really looks at Spencer whenever they start talking about Trina or whenever Trina's around. She notices Spencer's facial expressions. So she knows that Spencer is into Trina. She knows this. And he's not really all that into her. He's not. Um at all. She knows that her hold over him is waning. So now she's trying to cause drama and do whatever she can to keep a hold on Spencer because she knows that her power over him is diminishing over time. The more Trina's around, the more her control is vanquishing. Is getting smaller by the second. Um so anyway, moving on from that. Um Brooklyn needs to understand something. BLQ needs to understand the jig is up. Like, she really needs to like let this secret go at this point because Chase is a dog with a bone. He's not letting this go. He's actually a pretty competent detective. Like, when something not adding up with him, he's not gonna let it go until it starts making sense. And her story is just not making sense. And he really wants to know what the hell happened the night that she gave birth to Bailey. Allegedly gave birth. He wants to know because it ain't making sense to him. Like, he feels like, so you went off by yourself to have this child. Why? Like, he wanted answers and he wasn't stopping until he got them. So of course she tried to placate him and come up with this little BS story talking about how, oh, she didn't trust Valentine because he wanted control over her and the baby, and she didn't trust that he would sign over the ELQ stock, that he would keep his end of the bargain, so she had to slip Yuri and go have this baby on her own or whatever without Valentine breathing down her neck. Chase was not buying her story. It was so funny how she got up and basically told him, fine, arrest me. Ruin our movie night. I'm like, BLQ, sit down. Sit down. Chase was looking like he was kind of tempted to put the cuffs on her, but in a naughty way. But he looked like he was tempted to, but he was like, what the hell? He knew she was playing him. He knew it. He did not buy that BS ass story. He's not buying it. And she know it. Like, you better come up with something else and quick, cause he ain't fooling. He not falling for it. Like, he feels like at the end of the day, her story was a little too good, and he not falling for that BS. She better come up with another one and do it quickly. Um. So anyway, moving on from that. Listen, I love Scott, but I don't understand why Scott would even think about trusting Victor. I think he was just desperate. Honestly, he's desperate to find Lisa. He's willing to make a deal with the devil to get her back. Like, he really is. And Victor played him, you know? And it's so funny because, again, Robert came to the jail when he got wind that Scott was there talking to Victor. He came there and basically told Scott, this is above your pay grade. You can go. He really was trying to play Scott like he's an ambulance chaser. That's how they be trying to treat Scott on this show. And I'm like, Scott is really a good lawyer. Um, And he actually came up with a good plan because he told Robert straight up. He was like, I'll go to the press about how y'all had an opportunity to nail Peter August and you didn't take it. How Victor has a bunch of secrets about what happened when he was the director of the WSB and stuff like that. He had spilled all them secrets. Robert had no choice but to make a deal with Victor at that point. Because as dumb as he tried to claim Scott was pretty smart with that whole plan of going to the media to turn against the WSB and stuff like that, because the WSB will have a whole bunch of questions to answer that they don't want to answer. But damn, Victor just straight up played Scott. Like, he just walked right behind, like right by Scott at that jail when they released him. Didn't tell him nothing about Lisa. I said, damn, Scott, the rule number one is get the information first. Like, nah, I would have got the info before I even attempted to help him get out that mess. Like, that's how you always have to do it. Get your info first. Valentine at this point, him and Anna were taking the gloves off because they wanted to know where the hell Peter was hiding out at. And the only person that knew was right in that hospital room, his little number 2 man or whatever. And they had to come up with some type of plan to get that info. So they ended up, Valentine had this needle or whatever that he tried to pretend was some type of poison or something like that was going to kill the guy. But it was really nothing. It was really nothing in there. Probably but air or whatever up in there. But he ended up snitching. Of course, telling them what they wanted to know, and that, Peter was on Cassadine Island. In my opinion, they should have already known that. I mean, I'm pretty sure they had cops and all that stuff at the airport, at the airstrip, all that stuff. So there's not many ways Peter could have got out of Greece without them knowing about it. You know what I mean? There would have been some type of record of him leaving Greece without, with their knowing. Some type of paper trail or something. So the fact that they got up out of there, ain't no way. So they should have knew that he was in Cassadine Island, because that's the closest place that he would be able to shack up at. So I guess they're probably gonna be on their way to Greece to cause some mayhem. So moving on from that, I don't understand why did Sasha decide to invite Gladys to the event at the Jerome Gallery. I wouldn't have invited her to Taco Bell if I was them. Like, seriously, Gladys sitting here bitching and complaining about, oh, my life is boring. Gladys, be quiet. Ain't nobody trying to fall for that little sob story that you putting out. She was literally at that event just acting like she ain't never been nowhere classy before. Like, Gladys was sitting there chug-a-lugging that champagne. Listen, she was sucking that champagne like it was last call at the juke joint. Just going ham on the champagne. Like, she's sitting there with a glass in her hand. Brando, go get me another glass. Have you ever been out in public before? Like, calm down. Damn. I would have been embarrassed if I was them. Sure enough, would have. I would have been all types of embarrassed. And I knew that stupid ass plan that they had was gonna backfire. That stupid plan Maxie and BLQ had. I knew it wasn't gonna work hiring Kip. I mean, why would you hire an actor who does odd jobs around the same town that y'all all live in? Why would you do that? So, of course, when he bumped into Gladys, Gladys knew exactly who he was. He was the one that was sitting here acting and pretending to be BLQ's real baby daddy. I'm like, that was stupid. So now she got more blackmail on y'all asses now, because she can lead Valentine to this guy now. I was like, damn, BLQ. Her and Maxie need to get their shit together, because their whole scheme is falling apart right before their eyes. And now that Gladys has this new information now, she's about to milk the hell out of BLQ. She's about to milk them for everything they got right now. I already know it. Her wanting BLQ's credit cards, that's nothing compared to what she's about to ask for now. I'm sure of it. She got the smoking gun at this point. So, yeah. All she got to do is serve him up to Valentine on a silver platter. So, anyway, moving on from that. I knew it. I knew Marshall had to be Curtis's daddy. I knew it. I knew that had to be Curtis' father. But at first, like, Curtis, he didn't want to believe it because he always thought his dad was dead. And his father basically was like, look at me through a son's eyes. You know what I'm saying? And tell me that you know who I am. Marshall had information from back in the day that only Curtis's dad would know. You know what I mean? About like his third birthday present and all that stuff. Like only his dad would know about that stuff. But according to Marshall, he said the reason he stayed away all these years because it wasn't safe until now to come out publicly. So I'm guessing he was into some illegal mess back in the day, or he found himself into some trouble. He had to fake his death, maybe. Um, I can understand why Curtis basically kicked him out because this is all too much for Curtis right now. You know, his dad being back, the same dad he's thought has been dead for all these years, for decades, is back. That's a lot of information to absorb. So I understand why Curtis is like, you know what? I need to take a moment. I need to get myself together. Because, you know, his dad was pretty much saying, like, he knows that, you know, Curtis might not want to fit him into the life that he has now and stuff. I want to know what his past was like. Like, what did he get into back in the day to make him stay away so long? And why is it safe now? Like, did he get rid of some people? Like, was it mob related? Like, what the hell happened? I can't wait to get more information about this. I'm so glad that they're fleshing out the Ashford family. I'm glad because that tells me that they're investing in Curtis. You know, they're investing in TJ. They're investing in the Ashford family by, you know, first you bring on Aunt Stella and stuff like that. Now you're bringing on, you know, his dad and all that. So it's good that we're getting more info about the family, about the Ashfords. So I'm liking that. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section and let me know what you guys thought about it, and I will see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.